Graspop 2019, it is Sunday, the day is coming to an end. But we are lucky enough to have Jeff from Possessed in the studio here.
Hey,
how are you doing, man?
I'm doing great. It's good to be here. Thank you.
How was the show today?
It was awesome, man. I had a good time. I stumbled on a verse. I spaced off a verse on Exorcist, but other than that, it was good.
I think nobody noticed.
Yeah, it's all death metal, you know.
Yes.
It's like yell, you know.
People come for the lyrics, but they can't hear them.
Yeah, exactly.
You have a new album coming out, or you have a new album out.
Yeah.
We were able to say that in a lot of other interviews, but for you it's extra special because it's the first in 33 years.
Yeah, it is. It's the first in a very long period of wintering and hopeful, dreaming and, wanting that for a very long time. So.
Yeah. Why was the time right now?
Well, there was I would have got Possessed back together a long time ago, but of course I got shot twice, and a robbery on the way home from work, and so that took me a while to recover from, and to get back to a good place where I felt artistic, and in the meantime I fell in love and had two beautiful children, and ended up going to college, because that's something that always worried me. So
what did you study in college?
I studied labors. I was a labor studies major with a social science minor with a interest in healthcare reform.
Okay. So you're willing to do something back for everything you got already?
Of course, yeah, of course. It was I met a lot of good people through the hospital whenever I was going through rehab and stuff like that, and it's just something that excited me. And of course, I've always been into labor unions because it's like a civil rights kind of struggle, and so we've been shot at and tear gassed and all kinds of crazy shit, but it's fun as fuck. So
where did the creative output come from right now? Why now and not say 5 or 6 years ago?
Well, I mean, we've been touring now for 13 years with Possessed, so we were playing the old stuff, and my guys, I think, were a little tentative about stepping on the legacy. So what we did is we tried out some like cherry on tops of and we did one called oh God, I forget the name of it now, Crimson Spike, which it went over kind of well, but I cannibalized that and turned it into a Graven, and we tried Abandoned and Shadow Cult. And then we just decided that since we were, we started to write full out. We basically recorded the album, all 10 songs, through Pro Tools, because Danielle is a producer and an engineer, and so me and him collaborated on most of the songs together, the music, and of course I wrote the lyrics, and it just started flowing and feeling good, and it was really cool. It was really organic, and
so it's like you're back to. You took your time to become a real band again, or?
Of course, we went through several lineup changes, and I wanted to find the right guys and fine tune it. I mean, if I was going to come back, I want to come back with like a stellar band. And these guys are hard to find. I mean, there's a million great guitarists, but people that you just you'll have that connection with, we're like brothers. So
is it exactly? Is it like your friends again? Like your friends now, or?
We're super good friends. They keep me in line. I keep them in line, and everything's kind of collaborative and meaningful.
Yeah. Back in the day when Seven Churches came out, you were way ahead of your time. You kind of made something out of nothing. Were you aware of that at that time?
I'm not gonna lie. That whole SF underground thrash and or with the beginning of death metal scene was so like symbiotic. It's like everybody fed off each other. Everybody went to each other's shows, and as the kids, as we were, I was only 16. Larry was 15 on that, and so as our way of kids is. What I noticed very early is that with thrash, there was this like an imaginary line where people would like dip their toe in the water of Satanism, but everything was kind of cleaner, and so I just kind of blew past that fucking line, and that was like my way of kind of making a mark in that very difficult and challenging scene.
And those other bands you're talking about, is it for instance like Morbid Angel, Death, those kind of guys, or?
Well, those come much later, but I was very good friends with Chuck, and of course I love the Morbid Angel guys, and those are stellar bands. I mean, without those bands, death metal is much more than one thing. It's so many different things right now. I think right now, I mean, it may sound arrogant, but I think that right now it's the most exciting genre in music because it's going in so many like Osric tentacles. You have from everything from Viking death metal to tech death metal to folk death metal and so instead of it just being one thing like it was back in the day, you know, and the way we did is we try to make every album completely different so we didn't get pigeonholed or buttonholed into being one thing. Yeah. But then when bands like Sadist came out, in '84. And then Chuck and came. He actually came down and lived at our fan club president's house, and and so we just sit there jamming on the couch and tripping out. And I was like, "Fuck, this guy's really incredible." And we were really good friends. And so Chuck took it to that Floridian way, and of course Morbid Angel, and it just started branching and became like a monster from there. So
You really shaped the scene as well. But what does an archetypal death metal song need? What are the key elements to have it?
I think you have to play whatever you want and from the heart. It has to be heavy, it has to be fast, but it doesn't necessarily have to be like it can. Some is extremely fast with blast beats. So we don't do that. Maybe just a little. Yeah. But I think that there's no real rules. I think that any true death metal artist, can just hear it. It just realizes it. You know, like a lot of people confuse Possessed with the thrashier sound, but historically, that was a big step, from thrash into death metal, and so they missed the historical, value of it, and so. So I think that death metal is just whatever you want it to be, really, as long as it's it feels death metal in your heart.
Did you get any shit in the day for going so hard?
Oh fuck, I got tons of shit. Like the media didn't make death metal, so they kind of stepped on my neck and didn't want it. They kept calling us Slayer clones and Metallica clones, and it's like that's so much different. Like, which is not an insult to me at all, because I love those guys. I grew up with them, but I got a lot of shit. A lot of people were like cover their mouths and like roll their eyes or turn their backs on you.
Say those things.
And back then it was actually a little bit scary too. So we had Tipper Gore and the PMRC and that whole satanic panic thing, and our fucking albums got banned, and it was crazy.
Must have stirred a lot of shit.
I got shot at by some Christians. And
was that related?
No, not
okay,
that. They missed that time. Luckily.
Those damn Christians, right?
Well, I mean, I don't think they get truly what Possessed is about, because if they did, they would know. So.
The shock effect is more important than actually pissing off Christians.
In a way, all I'm saying is, worship Satan and you'll go to hell over and over and over, and singing about Revelations in the Bible, and like what would the world look like. This new album, Revelations of Oblivion, is like the concept of it was, what would the world look like totally completely devoid of God or all Christianity, and would that be a good place, or would that be a fundamentally flawed place? So.
That's a very good question, I think. What is the rest of the tour going to bring you?
Oh gosh, I don't have my schedule, but we have I think about 5 more shows left, and we're playing clubs and festivals, and we played the Rock Hard, which was great, and Hellfest was monumental. Oh my gosh, it was like just to see some of my friends again and hang out it's so spiritual, man. It's so good. It's so good to be back up there,
We are glad to have you back with the new album being out, and I know it's still fresh and everything, but does this open the gates towards more albums in the future?
Oh yeah, it's definitely a 3-album contract, and I was just speaking with Gerardo Martinez, the president for Nuclear Blast, and I said, well, I don't want it to be over at 3. And he's like, Jeff, you can make 25 albums. I was like, 25? It's like 50 albums if you want, right? So I'm very happy with Gerardo and Ja from Nuclear Blast and the whole Nuclear Blast family, and it's weird because it's weird to actually trust your label. You know what I mean? So once I got over that that 80s thing, and they're like, Jeff, no, we're on your side, and so I'm luckily they stuck with me, and we they're just tremendous. This is a tremendous family, and they're just they're just really kind guys. They're totally into metal. So
Yeah, that's the thing about metal labels as opposed to, well, I don't know, pop labels or whatever.
Yeah.
They really trust the artist, I think, and they let you do your thing. And
that's true. I don't think a pop artist could get away with being gone 33 years. I don't think they can get away with not making 1 or 2 albums a year. You know, so
Yeah.
I think that the metal community has been so kind and so like they're just holding on to it, and it's exciting. Like I asked how many people are new out there, and you know the majority of the crowd
Yeah.
says it's the first time seeing Possessed.
Yeah.
And so I loved, of course, I love the OG old school people,
Yeah.
but to see new people listening to our music is just really, really exciting.
We're looking forward to hearing a lot more from you in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, sir.
Cool.